got off the train, but I got off at just got off the train, but I got off at Van Sickling because I need to talk a bit. Something just came in my spirit. And I don't really know what it is at the moment, but, you know, sometimes, you know, these things happen. And I just gotta cry. I don't know what it's about. I don't know why I'm crying. You know, I just feel in my spirit. I don't know whether it's a warning, and I keep saying it. Certain things happen, and I say I don't know whether it's a warning. But this is a big station. You got 4 corners. Come out. Came down and before, but anyway, I just started crying. I don't know. Okay, thank you, Lord. Let me get over on the right side. Trying to think. I think I want to go down Glenmore. But it's just that I just feel a sadness, you know, and I felt it last night. Well, not last night. No, I did. I felt it when I need my jacket. It's kind of chilly, really. But I felt it this morning. I got up and took care of myself, brushed my teeth, washed up and stuff. And then I was like, Lord, I don't know what's this about, what's going on. But it's in there. I'm not really paying attention to no church over here. Good morning. It's a pretty big church. They had a parking lot. I don't know the name of it. People got look like a jaguar. But anyway, let me go on. So when I got up this morning, you know, and got myself together and everything, I was like, Lord, I said, I don't know what this is. I don't know. I said, but Lord, I want you to shake it off. I want you to get it off of me. Because something had happened last night. I was talking to somebody and we got like into a disagreement. And I've learned, you know, I used to have a habit of when things wasn't going my way in the conversation, I would walk out. I would be like, I don't want to hear it. I'll be like, whatever. Or I would hang up the phone, right? And I used to go out with this guy, right? And I used to, you know, be fussing and arguing with him because I was very argumentative, you know? The Lord had to do a lot of working on me to shut me up. So I wouldn't argue a whole lot. Even in the fact where I was right, you know, and I feel like I always had to plead my case and, you know, what is that, 10 o'clock or 11 o'clock? 10:30? You hear the bells ringing. So I always felt like I had to plead my case. So I would argue and I'd be like trying to explain myself, and then when people didn't see it how I was seeing it, you know, I would become disconnected. And I'll be like, whatever. So I had to learn not to do that, you know? And me learning not to do that taught me how to accept it from others. It was hard though. But it taught me not to get upset back and hang up or disconnect myself from them. It taught me to hush and listen, you know, because sometimes people gotta vent. They gotta let out stuff that, whether it's about you, whether it's about somebody else, or whether it's about the world in general, you know, they gotta let out. So if they feel like they want to talk to me about it and vent out, then who am I to not listen? So something happened last night, early this morning, and nighttime morning. And the person was saying some things and, you know, telling me some things. And I'll be honest, I get really offended. I didn't even pay attention without that McDonald's. But I get very offended when people start talking about Gaga and Mommy. So that's what they was doing. They was talking about her. But they was talking about based on what somebody said. And I was saying to the person, well, this person that's saying what they saying don't really know Mommy because they ain't live with Mommy. You see what I'm saying? They can have their own outlook on people, on her, but that doesn't mean that's how they were. You know, they feel that way because of whatever was going on with them and her. So they was like, they got kind of offended, you know, so now both our offensiveness is working with each other. And they saying, well, this person know because they was born before me, and the person that was telling her, she was saying that those people was born before her and before me, so therefore seem like you telling me that they got the right to say these things because they was born before me. And I don't care nothing. I was born before, they was born before me. All of them was born before me. But I bet you I got more to tell them than they got to tell me. Because my concern is to tell them about salvation. And even though they was raised up in salvation, and even though they was knew Gaga and Mommy before I did, but I guarantee you a fat man, they can't tell them nothing about salvation because of the simple fact they wasn't accepting what was said. You see, I'm still looking for McDonald's, but I think I passed it. I can't remember what street it was on. So anyway, making a long story short, so I'm trying to tell her that the reason why people considered Mommy to be mean because Mommy didn't play. That was her salvation. And she didn't like to sin. I didn't get a chance to say all that. She was like, well, the person was no more than you. And I'm like, you know what? Then I told them, I said, you be like this then. Then I began to tell them what I saw in them and the issue that down through the years, what was going on, right? And they got all upset. And then they want to hang up the phone, right? So I was like, all right, okay. I left it alone. I said, all right, you hung up the phone. Cool. I see you ain't grow, and you older than me. You 60-something odd years old. And you mean to tell me that you let your emotions take over you to the point where you can't have a decent conversation with somebody? If you have not grown and matured to a point where you can't conversate with nobody and you gotta let your emotions take over where you start becoming disrespectful, then you still a child. Because children do that. So, okay. So maybe about 10, 15 minutes later, the person called me back, right? So I look at the phone. Now here, let me tell you this. When the person first called, now I'm going to say it was a spirit. When the person first called, I was like, I ain't answering. I ain't answering like that, right? I let the phone ring 2 or 3 times. I picks up the phone. I answer because I haven't heard nothing from them in some weeks. So, I said, well, let me answer the phone because you never know what's going on. And that's what happened. So now, the second time they call, I pick up the phone again. It was just like nothing happened. Just like they see at least a conversation could start. All right, you know what? I'm calling because even if you feel like you don't need to apologize, well, I want to go back into what we was talking about because I want to clear it. I was tell your side, tell how you felt. I was upset. I felt this kind of way. So this is why I did what I did. Okay? I got to make a long story short because I'm getting close to church. So they go on, they talk, right? And then they start talking about something that happened with them, right? Back, right? So I brought something back in our conversation. Well, anyway, I'm not going to bring that in because when I start talking about it again, I'll get into the real details of it. So they started talking about something that went back that I had to kind of like pick my brain and remember. Now, what I was talking to them about back, they couldn't remember nothing. Nothing they said, nothing they did, right? Okay. So I had to pick my brain and I was like, wait a minute. Then little pieces started coming and I was beginning to remember. And I was like, yeah, you're right. Okay. So then they were saying that somebody said that what had happened, I had something to do with it. And I was kind of get it to my head. So now I'm trying to talk to the person about the same situation they was talking about. They done jumped to something else. And when I start talking about that situation, then they want to say that I feel some kind of way, that I got some beef with them. So after all that situation happened, after all that happened, then they hung up again. And I was saying to them, I said, what you call me for? You call me to argue with me? Why is you calling me? Why are you calling me? You calling to argue? So they hung up. I'm drinking right now. Well, I didn't call you. You called me. So you drinking, right? So, okay. So they hung up again, right? So now once they hung up, I said, I start calling them back. I kept calling them. And they wouldn't answer. The first time they hung up and I called back, they answered. And I said to them, why are you calling me if you gonna hang up on me? And then they started going in again. But I just kept repeating that. They were saying whatever they were saying, but I kept repeating. Why are you calling me if you gonna hang up on me? They hung up again. I called back again. They didn't even answer. I called them out 4 or 5 times. So I left a message. And in the message, I explained stuff, and I began to witness to the person. I didn't even go into what I was feeling. I didn't even go into, you keep doing this, and this don't make no sense, and why you doing it, and this is what I was talking about. I began to witness to the person, and I began to tell them that God don't like what you're doing. You want to drink, you go ahead and drink. But see, remember, you know the way. God put you in a home and gave you a chance to be introduced to him. And you know the way. Just like God put me in the home and let me be introduced to him. And my choice was to serve him. Even though I went out there, I did my thing. I drank. I smoked cigarettes. I tried to smoke weed. That didn't work, so I left it alone. I did cocaine one time. I ain't messed with that no more. And the only thing that I would do was drink. And God took that desire out of me. Oh, that's a wide turn, Lord gee. God took that desire. Oh, they parking. I must have gone in the store. He took that desire out of me so that way I no longer wanted that. So upon doing that, I went on and I got myself cleaned up and got myself right. And I began to serve God. So I began to witness to him. I said, you know the way. God wants you to be saved. And just like I chose to serve him, you gotta who you choose to serve. And then I quoted the scripture, choose you this day whom you shall serve. Okay, so now with that being said, wake up this morning, I felt that on me. So I began to pray, ask God to take that off of me, to remove it away from me. Don't allow me to feel like this or whatever. But then while I was on the train, I just started crying. Now, I don't know whether the crying was based on the situation that had happened. And whether, something is really transpiring or something is generating or whether God is speaking or whether it's a warning. See, when I get these little feelings going on, then I have to wait and see what's going to come out of it so I can know whether it was God or whether it was me. So I don't say God is sending a warning or God is telling me. I just wait. So then when it happens, then it confirms what I'm feeling or it confirms what happened prior to the confirmation. So I had to get off the train a little bit, a stop before my regular stop, which I should have got off another stop so I have time. But yeah, that's the thing. So I don't know what's going on. So I'm going to come back to this video if I remember later on when it's break time to go eat, and I'll continue this conversation. You have a blessed day. This is a Sunday. This is August the 29th, and you have a blessed day. Bye.